How jealousy turned a garden into winter. Chapter 1. A garden that belonged to joy. There was once a garden so beautiful that children felt happy the moment they entered it, even before they began to play. Every afternoon, after school, the children ran into this garden, climbing trees whose branches bent kindly towards them, resting in soft grass and laughing beneath flowers that bloomed as if they were listening. Birds sang freely in this garden, and spring visited the garden first, as though it were her favorite place in the whole world. This garden was loved by children. But whose garden was it? The garden belonged to a giant who was away for many, many years. And so, the garden, untouched by ownership or rules, belonged only to joy. Chapter 2. When the giant returned. One afternoon, the giant returned. He stood at the gate and watched the children play. Something unpleasant rose inside him. Was it fear? Was it anger? Oh, it was jealousy. "This is my garden," the giant said harshly. "No one is allowed here but me." The giant chased the children away, built a high wall around it, and nailed a sign upon it that read, "No trespassing in my garden." The children stood outside, staring sadly at the place where they once laughed and belonged. Chapter 3. The long winter of jealousy. Something strange happened. Spring did not return to this garden. Summer stayed away. Autumn passed the garden by. Only and only winter came and stayed. Snow covered the grass. Frost climbed the trees. The north wind howled endlessly, and hail rattled against the walls. Inside his large house, the giant sat alone, wrapped in warm clothes, wondering why the seasons had turned against him, never realizing that it was his own jealousy that had frozen his world. Chapter 4. The sound that changed everything. One morning, after many long months, the giant heard something different. It was music. Music, soft and very pure. The giant ran to the window and looked outside. The wall had small holes in it, and through these holes the children had crept back in. Yes, the children found their way back to the garden. And wherever a child stood, trees lifted their heads, birds sang again. Yes, but in one corner of the garden, it was still winter. Why? Know in chapter 5. The small boy and the bare tree. There stood a small boy, too little to climb the tree beside him. He reached up again and again, but the branches stayed high and the tree remained bare. The giant watched quietly. "How selfish I have been," the giant whispered. And so the giant went outside, gently lifted the small boy and placed him on the tree. At once, the tree burst into blossom and the boy smiled, a smile that melted something deep inside the giant. Chapter 6. The Wall Comes Down. And this is how the giant broke down the wall. "Now," he said softly, "this garden belongs to all of us." From that day on, the garden was full again of laughter, movement, and life. The giant grew older, watching children play and thanking himself and the hearts around him. Final reflection. The giant had believed that by keeping joy from himself, he would be happier. Instead, jealousy isolated him, froze his world, and left him alone. Only when the giant decided to share happiness did life return. What is the moral of this story? Jealousy does not make others suffer. It quietly turns our own lives sour, lonely, and cold. Follow Tell a Tale with Heena for more such tales. Thank you.